Amina and Sarah Said had to run for their lives. Fleeing their Lewisville, Texas home with mom Patricia to escape their allegedly abusive and violent father, Yaser.
He had pulled a gun on him that day, and he was going to kill him.
And the three were living in Oklahoma, where Yaser couldn't find them.
They basically had enough, and they wanted a chance at a real life.
But now Patricia tells her daughters she wants them to return to Texas to visit family members over the Christmas and New Year's holiday. And Amina and boyfriend Joseph are alarmed.
Amina was very scared because, she knew what that meant.
Being within easy and dangerous reach of her father.
Joseph begged her not to go back. He said, Amina, you know what's going to happen.
But mom Patricia had reportedly reassured her daughters they wouldn't be staying with Yaser.
Amina said that my sister Patricia and had told her that she was going to come back and stay at my house and put flowers on my mom's grave for her birthday.
And Amina reluctantly agrees to go.
And I remember just telling her no. And she told me that she had to do what she had to do.
It isn't until they arrive back in Lewisville that Amina discovers to her horror that her mother has apparently tricked her and Sarah.
Then she told them, I'm going back to your father.
And that they were going with her, prompting a panicked Amina to send a text message to boyfriend Joseph telling him that she was terrified.
Sarah went and Amina refused.
She said, I'm never going back. I'd rather die before I go back.
Amina refused to go home. She went to her friend's house.
But Yaser begs Amina to at least visit him.
Amina talked to Yaser, and he told her that everything was going to be okay.
And Amina agrees to meet him on the first day of the new year and what will turn out to be the last day of her life.
So I went and picked her up from her friend's house, and we went home.
And Yaser tells the girls that he wants to take them out to eat and to talk.
Amina and Sarah getting into the taxi Yaser is driving that evening would be the last time their mother would see them alive. Police dispatchers get a horrifying 911 call from a frantic Sarah.
What's going on, ma'am?
I'm dying, that's what's up.
Sarah is being shot as she's calling.
Oh my God.
Sarah can be heard taking her last breath on the call.
Are you still there, ma'am? Ma'am, what is your address? Ma'am.
And as cops try to track her location, dispatchers get another 911 call about bodies in a cab parked at a taxi stand outside this hotel.
But there are two people inside the cab, one in the passenger seat and one in the rear of the vehicle, and she has blood coming from her ear.
Cops arrive at the scene to find Amina lying dead from 2 gunshot wounds and Sarah from 9. But there's no driver.
He's nowhere to be found.
Not only do police have a double homicide on their hands, they now believe the killer may be the girl's own father. Sarah herself had named him as the gunman on her 911 call.
I know. I just can't believe that Sarah, after being shot like that, could still manage to call 911 and identify her killer.
The officers, they began searching the area. They began searching the home, any place that they could think of that he might go.
And as cops continue hunting for Yaser, heartbroken friends and family learn of the murders.
I couldn't believe it. I was just shocked. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. How did Yaser get the girls? How did he get them?
I was just like bawling, crying, because I couldn't believe it. Like, it was just so surreal.
Of course I didn't believe it.
For Amina's sweetheart Joseph, it's a tragic end to their Romeo and Juliet love story.
That's really when when all the what ifs, all the hope just died.
The love of his life was executed. And there'll never be any more Joseph and Amina.
All the rage in the world couldn't reverse it.
Losing Amina leaves Joseph devastated.
I lost my grip on reality for more than a little while.
He was crying 24 hours a day. He couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep, he couldn't drink.
That I could get out of bed and go brush my teeth was an accomplishment in itself.
We had to seek help for him, medical help.
Nobody can believe a father would kill his own daughters.
He's a monster.
Nor can their mother's family imagine why she would allow them near Yaser after all the abuse and death threats he allegedly already inflicted upon them.
I don't have no sympathy for any mother that would lie and trick their girls and put them through what she did all their lives.
Do you believe that going back to Texas was a death sentence?
Yes, I do believe that it was, definitely. They knew if they ever went back that he would definitely kill them.
Shoel Pamos came to the same conclusion while making the documentary, The Price of Honor. Did Patricia knowingly bring back those girls into harm?
According to everybody that I've talked to, through the investigation that we did for the documentary, yes. It's definitely yes.
But Patricia insists she never imagined Yaser would murder their daughters.
Who would think that their father would kill them?
And Detective Eric Curtis says her judgment may have been affected by the abuse she also allegedly suffered at the hands of her husband.
It's not uncommon that when a person is a victim of domestic violence that they have a hard time getting away from that abuser.
And have a hard time protecting their daughters?
Yes.
Detective Curtis blames the murders of Amina and Sarah on a fatal culture clash.
Our indications are that Yaser was upset about Amina and Sarah's Western lifestyle that they were living.
And the detective says that finding out, first that Amina had an American boyfriend and that Sarah had one too, sent Egyptian-born Yaser over the edge.
Our belief is that this is what drove him to ultimately kill them.
Some say the heinous crime was what is known as an honor killing.
It's a cultural belief, you know, that if you don't honor my name, I'm gonna honor my name myself. I'm gonna kill you to clean the shame.
This is a double honor killing. This is exactly what this is.
What's honorable about this?
Nothing's honorable. They think it is, but it's not.
But Detective Curtis alleges it's something else.
At the end of the day, it's just murder. I mean, he murdered his two daughters.
Now, more than 8 years later, Yaser Said is still on the loose and on the FBI's most wanted list. There have been some reported sightings of him, but authorities still have no idea of his whereabouts. So, how badly do you all want to find him?
Very bad.
As do friends and relatives of Amina and Sarah, who are still haunted by their shocking murders.
Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night from a nightmare that Yaser's coming down my hallway with guns.
And every New Year's Day marks another anniversary of the killings. A heartbreaking reminder of Amina and Joseph's tragic Romeo and Juliet romance.
When it's the person that means more than anything in the world to you, I mean, how do you deal with that?
It's just so emotional. We miss her so much. We want her back.
And Yaser captured and tried for the murders of his daughters.
Here's the last picture of Said and an age progression photo of him. Investigators say he always wears dark sunglasses both indoors and outside. They also believe he may seek shelter in communities with Egyptian ties. He frequents Denny's and IHOP restaurants, smokes Marlboro cigarettes, and is a dog lover. Said is known to have ties to New York, Texas, Virginia, Canada, and Egypt. If you have any information on where he can be found, you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI.